going to take the chair's prerogative here very quickly because it is a busy day. And the vice chair and I would like to be able to take a moment before we bring up Ms. Lopez to be able to acknowledge an amazing senator who has given this committee her all, her entire time in the Senate. And that is Carol Liu. This is going to be the senator's final Human Services Committee hearing today. And yeah, so Senator Liu has spent 6 years on the Human Services Committee, and she twice has served this committee in the Senate as chair. She has been focused on aging and long-term care. She has been focused on seniors who are challenged with hunger, homeless youth, and foster youth. She's been a champion in the state of California for this committee and for those you really have been. And on behalf of the committee, we would like to be able to give you a small token of our gratitude. We have some wonderful Sonoma County wine, which we're not serving here today, so watch out.
We'll help you drink it later.
Hey, there we go. And of course, some wonderful chocolate as well. So if you can join the vice chair and I, give her a round of applause. So thank you.
Thank you very much.
I know the vice chair would like to be able to say a few words. We'll open it up to the committee, and I'd also like to be able to open it up for Mariva to say a few words as well.
Yeah, it's been an absolute privilege serving with Carol. I've been on this committee the full 6 years that she's been on it. She has been a champion for your causes, and it's been a pleasure serving with you, Carol. You're going to be dearly missed.
Oh, I don't know about that, but
we wish you the most in your retirement, and thank you for all your hard service.
Thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Very sweet.
Mariva, I know Mariva has been working with the senator the longest, and we're so happy that Mariva is back. It really is a family here. Mariva, I know you have a few words.
I just want to say thank you for bringing our team together, and also for supporting the committee in the ways that you have over the past 4 years and stepping in when we needed you.
It's always been my pleasure, and everybody. It's been a wonderful pleasure, and these are issues that are really important to Californians, and the well-being of all healthy Californians is where we want to be, and really support all of us in this endeavor to ensure that well-being happens here at the state legislature. So thank you very, very much. It's very kind of you. I'm going to share the candy.
Hey, there we go. Watch out. Another round of applause, please, for Senator Liu, please. Thank you very much.
That's not very healthy.
Hey, there we go. It's all good, though.
It's
hey,
all
there we
good.
go. I was mistaken. My understanding, and I don't mean to at all hold the Assemblywoman, I think Mr. Ting was here first. Oh, okay, there we go. Ms. Leo was here first. So please come on up, Assemblyman. We'll take you first, and I apologize that I was not here when you came in, so I don't mean to make you wait, so please come on up.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, and certainly if the senator wants company enjoying that good bottle of wine, I'm willing to volunteer for that responsibility.
Here, Monterey has some damn good wine as well. So there we go.
All right, so this is AB 1770. This bill seeks to expand the CalFresh system to ensure that any immigrant Californian who is lawfully present in the United States has equal access to nutritional assistance. This bill will reduce hunger in our state by making any individual eligible for these CalFresh benefits. Specifically, the bill will expand CalFresh to include deferred action for childhood arrival recipients, residents here under temporary protected status because of tumultuous conditions in their home countries, and those applying for legal permanent residency status. With that, I respectfully ask for your aye vote and have some witnesses to speak in support.
Thank you so much, sir. It's good to see you. Please, go right ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and members of the committee. Jessica Bartholow with the Western Center on Law and Poverty. We are a sponsor in support of this bill. Just very quickly, The CalFresh program does have eligibility for people not eligible for federal benefits and are immigrants who are lawfully present. However, there's some categories of people who are lawfully present that aren't served, and part of that is because they were not categories of people identified prior when the bill when this policy was passed. This is actually, I had the great pleasure to be able to organize in support of this program as one of the first things that we did, and it was before these categories even existed. It creates a confusion in the existing program for people who are eligible, for caseworkers, and also, creates hunger for people who are lawfully present and contributing to our community, our great state. And hunger has long-term consequences. Even one or two experiences of hunger can impact people's lifelong opportunities. And so we're so grateful for the Assembly member for carrying this bill, and we urge your aye vote. Thank you.
Thank you.
Gina De Silva with California Immigrant Policy Center. Echo the comments of my colleague and just point out, immigrants play a significant role here in the state of California. Their contributions really lay the foundation for our growing prosperity, but they confront serious hardships in their everyday lives. And we really commend the Assembly member for bringing forward this bill to expand those categories, really updating the program and bringing it in line with the intent to provide nutrition assistance to lawfully present immigrants here in California. We hope that, continuing these types of inclusive investments will ensure that California can continue a prosperous future. So for these reasons, you urge your support. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Why don't we open it up to Mr. Alejo's bill right now? If you could just please state your first and last and your organization.
Kevin Aslian, Coalition California Welfare Rights Organization, strong support. Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin.
Kelly Brooks on behalf of the County Welfare Directors Association, here in support.
Thank you.
Jeanette Sanipatin on behalf of MALDEF, also in strong support.
Thank you.
Adam Ledmott on behalf of the ACLU of California in strong support.
Thank you so much.
Carly Finkel on behalf of the Food Bank of Contra Costa and Solano in strong support.
Thank you.
Shanti Prasad, Alameda County Community Food Bank in strong support.
Thank you.
Andrew Shane, California Association of Food Banks in support.
Thank you so much.
Renee Bayardo, SEIU California in support.
Thank you.
Tracy Patterson, California Food Policy Advocate, strong support.
Thanks, Tracy.
Heidi McHugh, Food for People for Humboldt County, in support.
Thank you so much. Would like to be able to see if there's anyone opposed to the bill or who have some concerns. If you could please come forward, state your first and last and your organization. All right, why don't we bring it back to committee to be able to see if we have any questions or comments from the Human Services Committee. All right, we have a motion by Senator Liu. Mr. Alejo, would you like to be able to give
Thank you, committee, for the work on the bill, and I respectfully ask for an aye vote.
Really appreciate all your hard work, sir, and congratulations over in June. So good stuff, sir.
Hopefully.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. All right, so we have a motion by Senator Liu. Let's do a roll call by Mr. Teamer.
The motion is due pass to appropriations. McGuire?
Aye.
McGuire, aye. Berryhill? Hancock? Liu? Liu, aye. Wen?
All right, sir, we're going to keep that open, and Senator Hancock will be coming in. So thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. We're going to be coming now to Mr. Ting, Assembly Bill 1838, foster care and, okay, I was given a different order, so I apologize. Ms. Lopez, come on up. Ms. Lopez is AB 1809, CalWorks eligibility, focusing on asset limits. We want to say thank you to Ms. Lopez for being such a champion. We expect you here at every meeting. So we're grateful. Ms. Lopez, the floor is yours.
Okay. Good afternoon, Chair and members. Today I'm pleased to present AB 1809, which removed the very saving money for a state poorest family with children. This bill families meaningful and more realistic financial foundation need for survivor with CalWorks and ensure those families are stable financially after they leave CalWorks. AB 1809 will remove the assets test and will be continue and full income and work requirements for the CalWorks program. And I have witness and support.
Thank you so much. If you could just state your first and last, please, and your organization.
Sure. My name is Cheryl Lane. I work at EARN. EARN is a nonprofit whose mission, and I just want to say hello, Chair McGuire and fellow committee members.
See you. Thanks for being
Thank
here.
you. EARN is a nonprofit whose mission is to increase prosperity for low-wage workers by helping them to save and increase in their futures. For nearly 15 years, we've helped thousands of low-income Californians collectively save $6.8 million of their own money. These are households who, on average, earn $21,000 per year. They have used what they've saved at EARN to launch small businesses, save for emergencies, first-time homes, and educations. So at EARN, we have proven that when given the mechanism to do so, low-income families can successfully save and develop sound strategies for handling financial emergencies. The poorest households are the least likely to have emergency savings and are particularly unprepared for emergencies. The typical household at the bottom of the income ladder has the equivalent of less than 2 weeks' worth of income in checking and savings and cash at home. As families are prepared for life after CalWORKs, it is vital that they have the skills and develop habits that lead to self-sufficiency. Not only is this asset test a savings disincentive, it is a costly exercise in futility. Very few recipients of CalWORKs, which are our state's poorest residents, have assets that exceed the asset test. Removing the CalWORKs asset test frees up valuable staff time and salaries that can be used more proactively towards supporting family self-sufficiency goals. California spends an estimated $6.4 million annually to verify assets for CalWORKs recipients, only to find that 2% of applicants had assets that exceeded the cash asset limit, less than 1% for the vehicle asset limit, and just 1% of pre-existing cases were denied because of the asset limit. The strict income and work requirements and time limits will not change. So in conclusion, a working parent who is capable of saving money and creating a better future for his or her children is one that is on the path to upward mobility. Let's help, not hurt, these parents by encouraging them to start saving and keep saving. Let's remove the punitive asset test, save the state money, and put families on the right path towards their own financial freedom. Thank you, Assemblymember Lopez, for authoring this bill, and for committee members for allowing me to share our support. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Great job. Welcome.
Good afternoon, Chairman McGuire and committee members. My name is Lorena Briceño, and I'm here today on behalf of Alameda County Social Services Agency Director Lori Cox. I am the Asset Building Coordinator for our agency, and we understand that in addition to a strong safety net that helps families get back on their feet quickly, we need to promote financial stability and wealth building for our clients. Broadening savings and asset ownership opportunities will help move families and individuals from just breaking even to actually getting ahead. The majority of CalWORKs applicants and recipients are not close to exceeding the asset limits. According to a recent study, as mentioned, the cost of asset testing for the CalWORKs program at intake only 2% of cases exceeded the cash asset maximum, and 0.1001% of cases exceeded the vehicle asset limit. Still, caseworkers are required to screen all applicants and recipients to verify their savings and assets. Asset limits create disincentives for low-income families to save money for emergencies. Policies should promote savings and ensure individuals and families do not have to spend down any cushion they have before qualifying for public assistance. It is estimated that eliminating the asset test will result in $6.4 million in administrative savings. Eliminating the asset test would reduce administrative costs and allow staff to spend more time working with clients on the core goals of the CalWORKs program, including supporting families to achieve their financial stability. Removing asset limits would also send a clear message to CalWORKs families that savings is important and encouraged. To close, recognizing that asset tests and other policies that impede families' accumulation of wealth are counter to our efforts, the Alameda County Social Services Agency, along with the Alameda County Board of Supervisors, has formally taken the position to support Assembly Bill 1809 and the removal of asset limits in the CalWORKs program. Thank you for your time and support in advance.
Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Good afternoon.
Afternoon. I'm Robin Wetherill. I'm here for Western Center on Law and Poverty, and we are a sponsor of the bill, and we're here to ask for your support today.
Thank you so much, Robin.
Thank you.
Appreciate you being here. If you could now come forward, offer your support, first and last, and the organization, welcome back.
Kelly Brooks on behalf of the County Welfare Directors Association here today in support.
Thank you, Ms. Brooks.
Rebecca Gonzalez, National Association of Social Workers, California, chapter in support.
Thank you, Ms. Gonzalez.
Amy Williamson for the Capital Region Assets and Opportunity Network here in Sacramento in support.
Thank you.
Michael Radigan on behalf of the Board of Supervisors, Santa Clara County, in support.
Thank you.
Tracy Patterson, California Food Policy Advocates, in strong support. In 2008, we led the effort to remove the asset test from CalFresh, and we should now work to align CalWorks with that program as well.
Thank you for all your efforts.
Nayeli Sandoval with United Ways of California, also in support.
Thank you.
Rosanna Carvacho on behalf of the Alameda County Board of Supervisors in support.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, Kevin Asner, Coalition California Welfare Rights Organizations. I just want to point out that the average client on welfare lives at 31% of the federal poverty level. So I don't see many people saving money, but this is a great bill, and that it will save money administratively, and therefore we urge and I support. Thank you.
Thanks, Kevin. Anyone else like to be able to express their support? Would like to see if we have any individual here with concerns or in opposition. All right, let's bring it back to the committee. We have any questions, comments from the committee? Would anybody like to be able to move the bill? Hey, hot dang. We have the senator just moved the bill. Would like to be able to look to the Assemblywoman to see if you have any closing comments.
I just respectfully ask for your vote.
Thank you so much. It's great to see you. Glad you're here. Thank you very much. So we have a motion by Senator Liu. Let's do a roll call by Mr. Teamer on AB 1809.
The motion is due pass to Appropriations Committee. McGuire?
Aye.
McGuire, aye. Berryhill? Hancock? Liu? Liu, aye. Wen?
All right, it's 2-0. We're going to keep that open. Assemblywoman, we'll be getting back to you as soon as we get some additional votes coming in. Thank you very much. Good to see you. We are now bringing up Mr. Ting. If you have any budget requests, Mr. Ting is going to be giving out, he likes to give out his cell phone number at committee hearings, so you can text him anytime you'd like.
We would forward you all to Michael Cohen's office.
Hey, there we go, exactly. We welcome.
Mr. Chair, we do have support on both sides of this.
This is amazing. This is bipartisan. Again, we hug it out here at Senate Human Services. So we have bipartisan support, AB 1838, which means feel free to do an abridged version of your presentation. We welcome you, sir.
Thank you very much. AB 1838, it just increases the influence supplement from $411 to $688, the same stipend for non-parenting foster youth under 5. Really helps foster youth who have become pregnant with children, and really appreciate your support.
Thank you so much. Welcome.
Oh, thank you. Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman and members of the committee. My name is Simone Turek. I'm here with the John Burton Foundation. Pregnant and parenting foster youth face significant challenges that put both them and their children at risk of poverty, poor health, and low educational attainment. Assembly Bill 1838 takes measures at preventing young parenthood among foster youth, and it also improves the support that we provide for foster youth who are parents. There are two major issues that AB 1838 addresses. The first is that our foster care system lacks systemic efforts really to educate our foster youth about how to prevent pregnancy and about their reproductive rights. A 2014 study found that 26% of 17-year-olds in foster care in California had been pregnant at least once. This is a rate that is over 10 times higher than that for non-foster youth aged 15 and 19 in California. This high rate of pregnancy has serious implications for foster youth whose likelihood of lifelong economic stability is significantly diminished by a teen birth, as well as for their children who experience high rates of child maltreatment and have a disproportionate number of substantiated reports of abuse against them before age 5. AB 1838 would ensure that foster youth would receive age-appropriate pregnancy prevention information and referrals to health services when they reach age 18 or they exit care. It also charges the California Department of Social Services and the Department of Health Services with convening a working group to develop a pregnancy prevention plan that will effectively address the needs of adolescent foster youth. And then the second issue is really that once foster youth become pregnant, they don't have adequate support or resources, and this follows them into the birth of their child. According to a 2015 study of foster youth led by Professor Mark Courtney, 1 in 5 pregnant foster youth in California did not receive any prenatal care. This increases the likelihood that their child will be born with health problems, including low birth weight and stillbirth. After giving birth, parenting foster youth and their children frequently confront inadequate resources, limited support, and vulnerability to homelessness. AB 1838 would address this by as Mr. Ting stated, increasing the infant supplement that's provided as a stipend to cover the cost of a foster youth child. It's currently $4.11 a month, and this is less than the rate that we pay foster parents to care for their foster children, and it also means that children of foster youth are being born below the federal poverty level. And then the last, I'll wrap it up. The last provision is really that AB 1838 would allow a pregnant foster youth to receive the infant supplement 6 months prior to the due date of their child, rather than the current policy of after the child's birth. This will provide critical resources to help prepare for the birth of the child. And additionally, this change provides youth with a strong positive incentive to disclose their pregnancy, which enables timely referrals to prenatal care, the nurse-family partnership, and to WIC. And other programs to support vulnerable young parents. And I hope that you support the bill.
Thank you so much. No, I'm grateful, and do appreciate all the work by Mr. Burton and the foundation and yourself, so thank you.
I'll pass that message on.
Please give them our best.
Can I also just say I want to second everything you said about Senator Liu, and we've so enjoyed working with you in the past. So.
She is a rock, and just so grateful. So thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we have a motion, but we're going to open it up to see if anyone would like to be able to speak in support. Please come on down. If you could just state your first and last along with your organization, and we welcome you.
Yes, Brenda Dabney with the Children's Law Center of California in strong support, and I'd like to introduce Zoe Larson, who's a former foster youth in support as well.
Wonderful, thank you. How you doing?
Hi, I'm a former foster youth. My name is Zoe Larson. I had 3 children in care, and often the supplement didn't come on time, and because I had medical conditions, I couldn't work during my pregnancy. So when my 2 younger children came along, all I had was a car seat to leave the hospital with, and I had to wait to get supplement care. Some of these kids can't wait. My youngest has health conditions because I didn't get medical care for her because I couldn't afford it. So I'm in support.
Thank you, and thank you for telling your story as well. We're grateful. Thank you so much.
Rebecca Gonzalez, National Association of Social Workers, California, in support.
Thank you.
Tim Morrison with Children Now in support.
Thanks, Tim.
Kim Lewis with Aspiranet in support.
Thanks, Kim.
Carol Schroeder, California Alliance of Child and Family Services, in support.
Thank you very much. We'd like to be able to see if we have anyone opposed or have concerns with the bill. All right, let's bring it back. We have a motion on the floor by Senator Nguyen, but we'd like to be able to see if we have any questions or comments. All right, so we have a motion. This is a due pass to Appropriations Committee. Any final comments, sir?
Just ask for a vote. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Teamer. Let's do a roll call.
McGuire?
Aye.
McGuire, aye. Berryhill? Aye. Berryhill, aye. Hancock? Liu? Aye. Liu, aye. Nguyen? Nguyen, aye.
For affirmative votes, we're going to leave it open and wait for Ms. Hancock. Mr. Ting, thank you so much. You have yet to give out your cell phone, so we're still waiting to say, hey, all right, thank you, sir. All right. We are now going to Mr. Calderon. Mr. Calderon, welcome, sir. Mr. Calderon has been working on this bill for quite some time. We appreciate all of the work, sir. This is Assembly Bill 2231 on care facilities, also focus on civil penalties. Again, Mr. Calderon, we truly appreciate all your work. I know this has been one that you've involved a lot of stakeholders and appreciate all your efforts on this.
Thank you.
The floor is yours, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and Senators. Yeah, we have had many stakeholder meetings, and of course, always continues to be a work in progress, and we appreciate the committee's help and support in reaching to the getting us to this point. AB 2231 will increase the civil penalties for repeat violations other than death or serious bodily injury in licensed community care facilities. In recent years, California has made it a priority to improve the quality of life for those in the community care facilities by increasing oversight of those facilities to ensure that our most vulnerable populations, children and our elderly, receive care that they deserve. In 2014, the governor signed legislation by my good colleague, Assemblymember Mainshine, to increase the civil penalties assessed for violations that resulted in death, serious bodily injury, or physical abuse of a person receiving care in a facility licensed by the Department of Social Services. AB 2231 increases the civil penalties for repeat violations, bedside death or serious bodily injury based on the risk to the health or safety of the individual in care. Civil penalty amounts for violations in these facilities have not been increased in almost 30 years. And by increasing civil penalties, this bill provides a long overdue adjustment and will once again make civil penalties a relevant tool to achieve compliance in ensuring the health and safety of those in care. Throughout this process, I've already said that, worked with all stakeholders along with the department. This bill reaches this committee having received bipartisan support and has yet to receive a single no vote. I respectfully request an aye vote on this important measure, and with me in support to testify, I have Robert Smith, who is the Ledger Director at the Department of Social Services.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair, Senators. Robert Smith, California Department of Social Services. I want to thank the Assembly member for authoring this administration-sponsored bill. We appreciate his leadership on the issue. As you mentioned, Mr. Chair, we have been meeting quite extensively with stakeholders over the past several months. The recent amendments addressed a lot of the concerns that they had. I understand that they have still some remaining things that we wish to discuss with on issues that were raised in the committee analysis with respect to a repeat violation definition. Happy to continue to have that conversation and appreciate your support. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. Do appreciate that. I have some questions here in just a bit, but would like to be able to open it up for any individuals. No additional witnesses, sir?
No.
Perfect. Let's open it up for anyone who is in support. If you could please state your first and last along with your organization. Welcome.
Rebecca Gonzalez, NASW, California, in support.
You're hanging with us today, Rebecca. I like it. There we go. Anyone else like to speak in support of the bill? All right, we would now open it up to any individuals who may be opposed or have concerns. We welcome you to be able to come forward. Good afternoon. Thank you so much for being here.
Hi, good afternoon, Mr. Chair, member.
If you don't mind just hitting the button, there we go.
Thanks. Heather Harrison with the California Assisted Living Association. I was hoping we'd be able to be here in support today. I think we're getting closer. We're currently opposed unless amended. We've been working for months with the author and the sponsors. There's been a lot of progress on the bill so far. There's just one remaining unresolved issue, and that has to deal with the definition of repeat violations and how those are used in practice. So we're looking for some clarification on tightening up that definition or some other clarification that would provide additional comfort for how this will get used in practice. The concern is that there are some regulations that are just very broad, and they're actually overly broad. So you could have two situations that get tagged with this catch-all regulation, trigger a repeat penalty, but they're not repeats. They're completely different. So we don't have a problem with the rest of the bill. Again, there's been lots of progress. We can actually support the bill if we get this one last issue clarified. And conversations are ongoing, I understand. So I am looking forward to wrapping this up.
Thank you so much.
Mr. Chairman and members, Roxanne Gould representing 6beds.org. It's a relatively new association of small residential care facilities for the elderly and developmentally disabled. There's 6 beds or fewer. It's a family-like setting. And we really just like being up here opposing Assemblyman Calderon's bill. He and his staff have been amazingly receptive to our concerns. Our heads were blowing up when the bill was first introduced, and we have come to the place that Cala is, that we think we can probably come to resolution during the break on that one issue, but it is something that definitely needs to be refined.
Thank you so much. Good to see you.
Dion Aaron on behalf of SEIU and AFSCME. I'm a Me Too in regards to the discussion that you've just heard in regards to we need to come to some agreement in regards to the repeat violations, because as Heather said, it's a very broad category, and the way the definition is currently written, it literally just says according to section 1, B, whatever. And we need some clarification so that we're sure that the commissioners who hear these appeals, let alone the LPAs, who are the people out on the street, right, making the decisions, understand completely what a repeat violation is as they write it up, so that we can get closure for the providers. I represent the child care provider community, and we are concerned about this. So thank you.
Thank you so much. I do appreciate that. Would like to be able to see if there are any other individuals that would like to be able to speak in opposition or have concerns with the bill. If there are, if you could please state your first and last name and your organization only, please.
Beverly Yu with UDW AFSCME Local 3930.
We remain opposed to this bill, but we would be willing to remove our opposition once the issue around the definition of repeat violation is resolved. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Would anyone else like to be able to come forward and express their concern or their opposition? Let's bring it back to committee to be able to see if we have any questions or comments, Senator. We'll open it up with you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Assemblymember, I heard that there's comments on the opposition if there's definition or refining of or clarifying the definition of these penalties and how it would be put in practice. Would you be willing to continue to have that conversation, get this in place? Because I mean, I think it would only be fair if you're the business, if you're going to be given a violation or a citation, you want to know what that is so that you make sure actually you don't even have it. So I'm hoping that you would continue that conversation. What are your thoughts on the
Yeah,
comments?
no, and these are the conversations that we've been having. I mean, when they came to me originally with concerns, I was very receptive to the concerns and agreed to a lot of the things, and worked with the department to get to the point to where we are now. I mean, I think really what we're negotiating is the actual language and what it, you have the department, and from the department's perspective, it's, well, we believe it is relatively specific. The opposition feels differently, so we're trying to find the middle ground language. A lot of it resides around whether or not those are the ones that are going into facilities and what they choose to record and write down to be able to make the determination that is a repeat violation, because you may have a section, a section of code that they're doing the violation or they're calling the violation under, and in order to discern that it is a repeat, right now we feel that it's a repeat because they're writing what, there was this product that was on the floor that was supposed to be in this cupboard, and that's so there's a violation. So if you come back and it's the same, well then that's how you would discern it was the same, because it was written the same, or it was written already on the original citation. So that's the kind of language that we're dealing with right now, and so we're just working with the department and ourselves along with the opposition. We're just trying to find a happy medium when it comes to what that language actually says, because if we begin to get too broad, then that also opens up other issues that we're also trying to avoid, which makes this issue a lot more complicated.
Yeah. And I appreciate, I mean, I will support it today, hearing what you're saying is that you continue to work with the opposition, because at the end of the day, we want to have places, assisted living home available as well. So we don't want to go in there and, I mean, those who are repeat violators, they shouldn't even be in business, period. And I get that, I support that. But there are other facilities who aren't, and I don't want to start going in and start shutting down every facility, and then we end up with a zero. And so I appreciate your comments and look forward to define a draft as it gets moved forward.
Thank you, Senator.
Thank you very much, Senator. Mr. Vice Chair?
Yeah, I'd like to back this bill today, but it still sounds like it has a little bit of work to do. So hopefully I'll be able to support it when it hits the Senate floor. So keep working over the summer break, and hopefully we'll get a product that we all want at the end of the day.
Sure, labor here in opposition appreciates your support.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Mr. Vice Chair. I have a quick question. Senator Liu, do you have any questions? So I think this, getting down to the brass of it, is that both of you feel pretty close of, and I don't want to ever editorialize. I think the administration typically wants to be able to keep items a little more broader if possible, right, to provide some flexibility, but it's really getting down to that definition. We heard from those who still have some challenges. I think both of you gone, I think there's been a 180, right, in really trying to work this out. How would you characterize over the break and being able to get this done prior to hitting appropriations? What's your thought on that?
I mean, I think we've got some language suggestions from them. I mean, I think we're going to continue to propose language back until we just find something that we can all live with. Again, we are kind of in this position where they're like, well, we need this, and on the other side, and the department side, it's kind of, well, we also have these concerns. So how can we craft the language to fit both sides?
Okay. Mr. Smith?
Yeah, I would concur. I mean, I think the issue is making sure that the repeat violations were put in place statutorily for a purpose. It's to really make sure that those facilities that are continuing to make mistakes understand and fix those mistakes. So we certainly don't want to or water down that process, but certainly understand the concerns that the stakeholders are raising, and we'll continue that conversation.
I appreciate that. I think the bottom line, right, this gives peace of mind to not only the residents who will call these facilities home, but to the families as well, because I think that's one of the most difficult decisions a family has to be able to make. So I think the 99% sounds like it's been worked out, and it always comes down to the last remaining items. We'll be supportive of this today. Do appreciate both your work on this. It has not been easy, and know that it has been multi-year as well, so we're grateful for that. Mr. Silverman, would you like to be able to do your close?
Thank you, members, for your time, and I respectfully ask for an aye vote.
All right, so we have AB 2231 due pass to appropriations. Do we have a motion on the floor? We have it moved by Senator Liu. Roll call vote, Mr. Teamer.
McGuire.
Aye.
McGuire, aye. Berryhill. Hancock. Lou. Lou, aye. Wen. Wen, aye. 3-0.
All right, that is a 3-0. We're going to keep that open. Thank you so much. Thank you very much, both of you. Thank you, Silverman. Thank you, Mr. Smith. We're going to keep that open for Ms. Hancock.